Greetings and salutations, folks, and welcome back to Under a Killing Moon, where we're still looking for our assailant. We already know what he looks like because we've seen him both in the cutscene where Tex gets mugged, and also in that other cutscene where he's talking to a man in a chair, talking about how he needs to reacquire the artifact. Spoiler alert, his name is the Chameleon. Although I suppose that doesn't really tell you too much about him. But we'll be confronting him much later. For now, though, let's see if we can find who this pug person is. Maybe Chelsea knows.
Talk to me, handsome.
Well, Chelsea, when you talk to me like that...
Wish I could help you there, Tex.
Honestly, I would imagine either Clint over in the back alley or Beak knows who Pug is. If Pug is supposed to be somebody who hides a lot, then perhaps one of these two guys is going to be more aware of him.
Well, Pug and I used to hang out sometimes, but I haven't seen him for a while. I heard he's gotten a job of some kind. He doesn't work very often, and he usually sleeps in a box down by the Snow White warehouse.
I wonder if the job in question
Following
is
Beak's
actually...
instructions, I hang around the warehouse. Not long after, a gust of wind carries a horrible stench into my nasal passages. I turn and see a shadowy figure waddling.
Like, I wonder if his job is to spy on Tex.
It makes me nervous.
Yeah, that is, that's an accent. Not in the mood for small talk. Ominously
Don't
pleasant.
get me wrong, Pug. I'm here for a friendly chat.
You mean you're not here to hurt me?
Well, violent but reasonable.
Well, I might beat you to a bloody pulp. Or you can be sensible and just return my wallet.
Why are you treating me like I'm some kind of criminal?
Because you stole from me? Because you are a criminal?
Well, I'm no lawyer, but last I heard, robbery was illegal.
You're a cynical person, if you'll forgive my saying so.
Bogart retort.
Okay, I forgive you. Now would you please just hand over my wallet?
Here's your wallet. You will see I have spent very little of your money. Tell me, how did you find me?
I'll ask the questions. Why were you following me?
I was hired to follow you. I provide people with information through ways of my own.
That's a little vague, sir.
Oh, and stealing my wallet was in the job description.
No, I'm just looking for ways to make extra money.
And robbing unconscious
I was hired
people is
by
one
an
of those
old
things.
PI who called himself the Colonel. He paid me to follow you and report back on everyone I saw you talk to. He
The
also
Colonel,
wanted
eh?
me to tell him if I saw you with a little statue of a bird. He told me very little else, though he said that he had to find out if you could be trusted. There, I have told you everything I know. Now let me go, and I shall not bother you again.
I'll take your word on that one. Also, the Colonel did mention that he was working a case. Why he has the bird, or should I say, is not entirely clear. Let us talk to the Colonel, who is definitely not dead.
The Colonel was my mentor in the detective biz. When I was a young, idealistic crime fighter, I didn't understand some of the Colonel's unethical PI methods. I reported the Colonel to the PI licensing board, and his license was temporarily
You know, I
revoked.
kind of wonder what
Years
he was
since, I've
reported
come to
for. I
understand
don't
he
think
occasionally
an actual
used the
reason
Colonel's
was given.
questionable methods, but we'd never made up. I haven't seen the Colonel's office since we fell out 15 years ago. From the look of the exterior, the Colonel's kept it up nicely. I knock on the door and it swings open. The place is trashed.
Oh no, the Colonel's been stabbed!
I guess I'm gonna have to put off that trip to the Caribbean. Maybe permanently.
My God, what happened? Who did this to you?
The chameleon. He's some kind of shapeshifter. I swear it's the devil himself.
I don't think they actually
What did he
explain how the
want? Why did he
shape-shifting
attack
works.
you?
Oh, he thought I had it. When he found out I didn't, he tried to torture me into telling him where it was. Yeah, he got impatient, stuck a knife in my chest. I must have passed out. I didn't get enough sleep last night. Well,
You also have a
What was he looking
knife
for?
in your chest,
the winner
which is
kid.
also probably bad.
The cult wants it. They're planning a doomsday party. They're afraid whoever's got the chip might stop them. You're gonna have to find it and get it to Capricorn. They know what to do with it.
But I don't know where to look. You gotta give me some help.
There's no time. There's a disc by the bookcase. It's got information on the winter chip. Don't fail me, Tex. I hope to God you've learned something after all these years.
At least something. You don't have to learn everything.
I fly the colonel to the hospital and the attendants rush him into surgery, but won't tell me what his chances are. I know I should go and search the colonel's office for the disc he referred to, but I'm having a hard time keeping my eyelids popped open. I decide to go back to my office for a couple of hours of shut-eye. As I open the door, I catch a whiff of expensive perfume, then feel my jaw slam into a brick wall. When my vision clears, I'm seated across from a beautiful Oriental woman with matching goons on either side of me.
Good
And-
evening, Mr. Murphy. Please, have a seat.
By the way, Eddie Ching at your service.
Gee, thanks. My dogs are really tired.
Yes, you've been very busy, haven't you? Let me introduce myself. My name is Eddie Ching.
Wishful thinking?
You're Eddie Ching? Sure hope you're not here to kill me.
Well, I'm sure if she was here to kill me,
That
I'd be
will
dead.
depend on you, Mr.
Considering the
I have learned
goods
that you were
that
hired
are
to steal
frozen in
statuette
place.
from my apartment. I admire the skill you display in doing so, but I must now ask you to return the bird to me.
Do I want to be a rude guy, a tough guy, a bad guy? Pathetic groveling
Look,
is the way to go.
I swear on my mother's grave I don't have it. Someone mugged me last night and stole it. Please don't kill me. Please, I'll do anything, but don't kill me.
It's done? You imbecile! Have you no idea what you've done? You were set up. The person who hired you belongs to a group so powerful, they may hold the fate of the world in their hands. The statuette is worthless, except to this cult. And I went to great lengths to keep it from them. And all it took was one idiotic PI to give these fanatics the talisman they need to loose the demons of hell upon the earth.
Well, you see, if I'm an idiotic PI, how did I get it so easily?
I'm sorry, who knew?
Ow.
You obviously don't understand what I'm saying. With the statuette, the cult will fulfill its prophecies, unleashing an unimaginable flood of destruction. The prophecy is supposed to be fulfilled in 6 days. If the statuette is not recovered before then, nothing will matter. We'll all be dead.
Okay. But why, if the statuette is worthless to everybody, what do they need it for?
You seem to know a lot about this cult and were able to get the statuette in the first place. Why don't you send some of your goons out and clear up the problem?
The cult knows about me. They tried several times to steal the statuette once they learned I had it. They will not allow me or my officers
Also,
to
this is an
disrupt their
interesting
plans.
camera angle.
You, however, they do not consider to be a threat. The cult is behind the crusade for genetic purity. I don't know any more than what I've told you, except for the identity of the man who set you up. He is known as the Chameleon. If you can find him, you will be within reach of the statuette. You should realize that your blunder makes you responsible for 10 billion lives. Hope for your own sake that you can succeed where more powerful people cannot. Let this be a reminder to you not to repeat your mistakes. If you fail, I will see you in hell.
So did he have the chip or not?
I never found out. My usual methods of persuasion weren't working, so I had to get a little more forceful. Next thing I know, his lights go out. I think I killed him.
Dead men don't help us.
You know, it
Got to
seems
find
as though
out
the
about that
chameleon
chip.
is a terrible
If the Colonel
interrogator.
didn't have the chip, then he probably sent it to Murphy. Stick around and keep tabs on him until the last second. But don't kill him. If the chip doesn't show up, make sure Murphy doesn't blunder into our path. If you find the chip, destroy it. Then you can do what you want with Murphy.
Ah, that's the end of day 3. The beginning of day 4. Yeah, it's interesting, like, so both the good guys and the bad guys are still a few steps behind. Code, a toad, and a cigarette load. I believe the chip was attached to the
Maybe I need a
statuette, which is
career
why they don't really need the
2
statuette.
days in a row
They actually
waking up
just
in a
need the
semi-conscious
chip.
stupor is enough for anybody. My nose is so sore my eyes water when I inhale and all my front teeth shift slightly when I exhale. On top of all this, I found out that the world population could be annihilated because of me. That's just too much guilt to heap on a guy at this hour of the morning. Looks like I'm on my own. I'll need to find that disc the Colonel referred to. And what about that Countess? Was she on the level or was she just feeding me a line?
Alright, so I believe I have 2 locations to go to right now, which is the Colonel's office and the Countess's mansion. So let us save our game. Whoops. My bad. But yeah, it's like that entire cutscene. You kind of can see this game's sense of humor. Like you have Tex being confronted by a gangster, told that he's about to bring about the annihilation of the world, and they're like, "Now you're gonna get the punishment you deserve." And then he grabs his nose in a Three Stooges-esque manner, probably giving him hours of wet willies as a manner of torture. Like we confronted the thief in the warehouse who has killed a man, and he jumps through the bricks after thinking he's been haunted by the ghost. So it's interesting, like, the slapstick aspect of this game, which more or less kind of disappears after this game, because with the Pandora Directive, Overseer, and the Tesla Effect are all directed by Aaron Connors. Sorry. Not by Aaron Connors. He wrote those. They were directed by Adrian Carr, who's more of a film director as opposed to actual like a game developer. Which meant that he was able to bring to the table. What is that? He was able to bring to the table his experience in directing dramatic elements. Which would explain more or less why the series gets more dramatic as the games progress, rather than having Chris Jones try to balance out the acting and directing what he did in Under a Killing Moon. But let us travel. We can go to the Countess Mansion or the Colonel's office. Let's go to the Countess Mansion. Visit the Countess.
Okay, there's something wrong with this picture. When I was here before, the place looked like a palace. Now it looks like the aftermath of an IRS auction. Somebody wanted me to believe the person I talked to was a real countess. Now I can see I've been played for a sucker. But who set me up and why.
What are you doing up there,
There's a bald
bird?
eagle perched on the chandelier. Man. Now that the animal rights lobby is huge, bald eagles are everywhere. They're worse than pigeons. Front door was open when I got here. The eagle must have flown in. Looks like it's got a bright cigarette case in its claws. I've heard that eagles are attracted to shiny objects.
This is very true. Eagles love shiny objects. Maybe the gold foil is what I need? Aw, yeah. Now where did that... Oh my gosh. Where did that cigarette case fall?
Looks like an expensive cigarette case.
So yeah, the Countess isn't exactly a real person, but
There's
really
only
the
one cigarette
chameleon
left
in
the
disguise.
case. Maybe I'll keep it around for a smoking emergency. Looks like the obituary section of yesterday's Standard Examiner. The ashtray's loaded with expensive imported cigarette butts.
Yeah, turns out that the chameleon, I believe, is a smoker.
This table must have come with the room.
Now, if...
Searching through that fireplace could be a real pain in the ash.
But now, if Tex still had his secretary, like he probably would have still been able to ask her to look up the
It looks like
Countess.
a pile of torn up paper scraps.
Oh, another one of these puzzles. To look up the Countess, find out some information about her. Okay, so I only have so many pieces left. There we go. Go. To the Bastion of Sanctity. Now, how do these... Oh, hello. Delighted to our... the piece of our puzzle. There we go. The final piece of our puzzle was able... He probably doesn't know. Repaid him by not killing him immediately. Now, I hope I don't have to move over every single... piece in order to make that fit. Because otherwise that sounds... Oh. Exhausting. I guess I'll just do that right now real quick. Hold on 1 second. Alright. Now I can put this one in place. And now I can put that one in place. And it's still not good. I think I'm missing some pieces. So we shall take a look around. There is almost nothing to look at.
Only the most callous criminal would be so careless with plant life. These doors may have opened at one time, but they appear to be permanently sealed shut.
And I think I have found everything I possibly can in this area. Wait, nope.
The decorative mantle really sets off. Hey, neat. I saw a watch just like this one in my spy supply catalog. Really nice spy watches have things like built-in parachutes.
I don't think this one has a built-in parachute,
Maybe
Tex.
there's more to this watch than meets the eye. What's this? It's a secret compartment. Maybe there's more to this watch than...
What do I need a watch with a secret compartment for? Alright, I think I'm done here. I'm going to head off to the Colonel's office. Hopefully I'll find the other piece of the torn note. And also, hopefully, I will not
When I
have
get to the
to
Colonel's
redo
office, the
that
police
whole
are
part
just
of the note.
leaving. They tell me they've combed the place and come up empty. I'm not surprised. As I step inside, I try to remember what the Colonel told me. Something about a winter chip and an emergency disc hidden somewhere in the display case. Maybe the info on the disc will tell me something about this chameleon.
Alright. Let us see what we can find.
I'm sure the chameleon went through this stuff and picked up anything important.
I don't know. He's not a very
Seems
good
little too
interrogator,
nice for
so
my taste.
maybe he didn't move every single painting.
Sailing is one of the Colonel's two obsessions. The other one can't be mentioned in polite society. Oh, the Colonel keeps this picture hung up so people will assume that he was in the Air Force. Actually, he was in the Coast Guard's elite volleyball unit.
Nope. There's his safe. But
It's like a wall safe to me. Maybe that emergency disc the Colonel told me about will help get the safe open.
unfortunately, I'm gonna have to find out the combination. Also, it looks like there's a locked drawer. Too bad I left.
The Colonel's file cabinet. Locked.
Too bad I left that lockpick at the Golden Gate Hotel.
Locked.
Are all the drawers locked? Okay.
I gotta ask myself once more, does everybody in this town own a credenza?
Yes. Oh my.
Oh, nice bow. Boy, the chameleon sure was in a destructive mood.
So wait, the chameleon lowered the painting of the Amazon woman, who apparently the Colonel has a thing for.
Well, the Colonel certainly does like his calendar spicy. Boy, the chameleon sure...
I appreciate the fact that Tex is only... Like, Tex moves paintings out of the way, and then he readjusted the calendar so it would fit better.
Standard office supply stacking trays. Nice computer. Looks like it's all hooked up. Nothing's coming up. I'll need to load up a disk before I get any information off this computer.
So this computer doesn't even run off of a hard drive.
That picture frame's lying face down. Oh, nice looking dame. This must be the Colonel's squeeze. If I could track her down, maybe she could give me some more information. The view outside these windows is breathtaking.
All right. Now let's look through his desk. Ah,
My PI instincts and keen sense of smell tell me that this envelope was sent by a woman of some kind.
I would imagine this envelope was sent by Eddie Ching as a payment to find the bird. Nope, Melon Toad. Who is in the title of this particular section.
Some sort of greeting card.
Sorry I haven't come by lately. Work has been hell. Trying to wrap things up before we head out to the tropics. I'll make it up to you when we get there. Spanks and kisses, the Colonel. Truly is such a personal greeting. But it sounds like I'm going to have to talk to his... Oh.
Well, looks like the
his
former
former girlfriend. Or current girlfriend, because he might not be dead yet.
This must be the disc the Colonel mentioned. Maybe I can run it on his computer.
Alright.
Few cheap vases, some paperbacks, a couple of ornaments. Can't believe the Colonel actually collects this worthless junk.
Oh, and there's also this painting over here. Which doesn't really cover anything. Okay, let's check the disc. That was what the Colonel was expecting us to do. License to Alberto Smith. Tex. In case anything happens to me, I've made up this disc to give you enough information to carry on in my place. Despite our past problems, I don't know anyone else who could replace me. Since you're reading this, I suppose something's gone wrong, so now it's up to you. First of all, you've probably never heard of Crack Capricorn. All you need to know is that it's a secret organization that infiltrates groups which pose a threat to society, then unravels them from the inside out. Dozens of cults, terrorist groups, and political cabals have been broken up before the public even knew there was a threat. How I came to be involved with Capricorn is unimportant. Suffice to say that we've done each other some favors. I've helped them infiltrate a corporation called Genetic Research Systems. I won't waste time on the details, but I was hired by someone to investigate a disappearance, and the investigation led me to GRS. I learned that there were secret experiments being done there, and that the top people were members of a cult. I relayed this information to Capricorn and learned that one of their agents was already there undercover. You know about the crusade for genetic purity, and maybe about their religious retreat, the Moonchild. To all appearances, it's a gigantic orbiting biosphere, capable of holding hundreds of thousands of occupants. If, however, the Moonchild is armed with nuclear weapons, it could literally hold the world hostage from its vantage point. Capricorn wants the Moonchild destroyed. The cult at GRS is linked to the crusade. The undercover agent learned that she would be going to the Moonchild, so Capricorn devised a computer virus and encoded it on what is known as a winter chip. I made the delivery of the winter chip from Capricorn to the agent at GRS. Less than 3 days after I delivered the chip, 24 undercover Capricorn agents had been discovered and murdered, and Capricorn headquarters had been destroyed. Undoubtedly, the faceless forces behind the Crusade for Genetic Purity are responsible for effectively ending Capricorn's existence. GRS is no longer in operation, and the undercover agent, Ava Scanzi, has disappeared. Scanzi? What I was doing and what you must now do is find out what happened to Ava and help her complete her mission. If she has been discovered, you must find the winter chip and somehow get it into the Moonchild's computer system. There is additional information in my safe which may put you on the trail. Well, thanks for the code to your safe. I guess I should talk to Melon Toad, who is a little bit risque over there. Or Melon Toad.
Who are you? What do you want?
What do you want? God, you're such an idiot. Full-on
Name's
introduction.
Murphy. I'm a private investigator.
Is this some kind of a bust?
No, ma'am. Let's play it straight.
No, I'm not a cop. I'm here because of a mutual friend of ours.
Look, if you're looking for a date, I don't do that anymore. I have a boyfriend, and I'm expecting him any minute.
Okay. But
Look, sister, I'm an old friend of the Colonel's. I came by with some bad news and a big shoulder for you to cry on. Someone tried to murder the Colonel. I don't know if he's gonna make it. He may be dead now for all I know.
The Colonel? Dead? I can't believe it! I guess we won't be going to Bermuda next week.
Yeah, that might be on hold. Also, I get the impression that they did not actually act in the same room, but I suppose it's not that necessary. Ditch any remaining scruples, chastise kind and gentle.
I know this must be quite a shock, but I'm trying to find out who wanted him dead, and I could really use your help.
Hold on a second. How do I know that you didn't, kill the Colonel?
Well, he's not dead yet.
Offer proof of good
I have
intentions?
something for you from the Colonel.
Okay, let's see it.
Oh yeah, it's the greeting card. Spanks and kisses.
There wasn't any money in it? Okay, I guess I can answer a few questions.
Alright, tell me about Rook Garner.
I'd like to help you, but I can't. Are you trying to make me feel dumb? I don't know
No.
about that.
Francesca?
I'd like to help you, but I can't. Are you trying?
Ardo?
about-
Nope.
Well, he was nice to me, so I was nice to him. I mean, it was fun. I feel kind of bad now, though, because he gave me this package that I wasn't supposed to open unless something happened to him, but I opened it anyway. And I was so disappointed because there was nothing in it except for this stupid key.
There was nothing
No
in it,
money,
but
no jewels,
aside from
no
these
nothing.
artifacts, of no nondescript value. Colonel's key?
Sure, I guess you can take it. I don't even know where I'd use it.
It probably is for his file cabinet. So I'm just going to ask about her.
Well, I'm just a lonely girl looking for a new friend to play with. You might be fun, but you don't look like you have very much money.
Yeah, that is a trap Tex. She's basically a Sylvia replacement. Oh, I can't ask her about Tex Murphy. Okay, let's end this conversation. Head back to the Colonel's office. Open up that filing cabinet. Okay, so only the top one
This manila folder looks worth taking.
works.
These documents are all in code. Hopefully the Colonel's got some sort of decoding manual around here. Wow, detective files, detective dragnet, unofficial detective? I've never figured out the Colonel's tendency toward tawdry smut. A small return receipt from UPEX. Apparently the Colonel sent something recently.
Oh, just more evidence of the package that he had sent her. So, supposedly there's something to help me figure out the code.
These documents are all in code.
Oh, is it in the trash bin? There is nothing in the trash bin.
Oh yeah, I got another dumb letter from the Colonel. I mean, there were some
Oh.
numbers and stuff written on a piece of paper inside.
Why didn't you mention it the
I can't
first
even understand
time?
what it is.
Why did I have to come back to... Oh, jeez. Alright, let's get out of here. Go back to the Colonel's office. And now I can combine or I can examine. Oh, 571. That's the code to the safe. Three, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. There we go.
This code book looks like it'd come in handy if I could find some coded documents. This must be the safe the Colonel referred to on the emergency disc. This is a top-of-the-line security safe, and I'll need a combination to open this. Now, this could be helpful in decoding the Colonel's file.
Alright, let us combine these two items. Hopefully I don't have to actually worry about doing any decoding, and it looks like I do not. Oh my gosh. My client is Paul DeBoer, a genetic scientist working on a top-secret project for GRS. I've uncovered information that proves that the project at GRS is being funded by the Crusade for Genic Purity. Paul believes that a secret cult is at work in GRS, conducting bizarre experiments that could give them a new and unstoppable destructive force. He was unable or unwilling to give me specific details. Why would a genetic research center be developing a weapon? Would they be doing it for money? Power? For evil? Paul gave me a list of employees that have left the corporation recently. I went through the list and was able to locate only one person, Elena Moore, who I found via credit card trace. She's currently checked into the roadside motel. She says her life is in danger, but she can't tell me why. Something's happening at GRS that's important enough to kill for. What is it? With the information from Paul and Elena, I contacted Capricorn and found out they already have an agent, Ava Shanzi, working undercover at GRS. I made the delivery from Capricorn to Ava Shanzi. God help us if her cover gets blown. Paul contacted me and said he had enough information on the cult to blow it open. He said he had details on the project, the cult and its objectives, and also how the Moonchild figures in. We agreed on a meeting place where Paul would give me the details. He never showed up. Both Paul and Ava Shanzi have vanished without a trace. I tried to follow their trail, but I've been constantly blocked by a dangerous character known as the Chameleon. My official contacts at Interpol have told me that he's a master of disguise. My unofficial contacts tell me that he is a Native American, a shaman. Why it doesn't say, it would make more sense if he said he's a Native American shaman, rather than he's a Native American, a shaman, as if all Native Americans are shamans. Anyway, it's rumored that he possesses the ancient power of shapeshifting, the ability to appear in different forms. If this is true, he could be anyone. He could even be me. No. I'm not sure who I can trust now, and if the Chameleon's working for the cult, it must be headed by someone very powerful. GRS has been disbanded. Is the project finished? Am I too late? There are eyes in the shadows, following my every move. A voice in my head is telling me to hurry before someone stops me. But now I've lost my contacts at Capricorn and haven't found any answers. I need to find a way into GRS. Alright, so what's probably going to happen is I'm going to have to go to the roadside motel, talk to the lady there, whom I already forgot the name of, who works for GRS. But that is going to have to wait for another day. So let's travel somewhere there where there is music going on in the background. How about Chandler Avenue? So yeah, that's going to have to wait for another day. Under a Killing Moon is going to be skipping next weekend for another weekend due to themed weeks. But in the meantime, if you got any suggestion for someone to play next, leave them down in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have yourselves a good night.